hello everyone for the final episode of Tokyo Revengers. Maybe. I think it's like 8 to the left, but anyway. Hello, I'm Moon here. If you like the video, subscribe, clap, and if you liked all the series of Tokyo Revengers. We are here now at I call annandag jul. It's like second Christmas day. Yeah, so yesterday was... so in Sweden, where I'm from, right? In Sweden, you have Christmas Eve is a big day, 24th, Sunday. That's a big day. Get presents on 25th is not the day you get presents on, which is then like the Christmas day, right? Yeah, that's not the day in Christmas Sweden. And you usually go to like one family side on the first, second day. So this day here typically is like a holiday, party day kind of thing. Yeah, annandag jul. But here, anyway, I don't know what sort of thing. Give me some. Anyway, we're sitting here now. We are at the final episodes of anime, and we also have final episodes of Kaizen, of course. After that on Thursday, I'm a big Stats fan, and I hope to see you guys, of course, next year, right? Not tomorrow, but probably on Thursday. I will do the stream, talk about all the new animes. Hope you guys show up for that. We go over all the new animes, right? We go over the trailers, you know what I mean, so on. We'll do that this week. And also look at some gaming stuff. We're going to do same thing for gaming. Probably close to the weekend. And so on, right? And for me, it's also the best time. I think it's in the beginning, I think so, yeah. This week here, we see the endings and also the beginnings, right? Like we see all the new animes, see what they're about, right? The premise and so on. But also, of course, like this week now, then we see the finals, right? And I am perplexed how this anime is gonna have like next season. They might announce it today then, since it's 4 for the band, right? But I know it's like 80 or 100 or whatever. I don't know exactly how many it is, but I think it's like, I think we're about maybe, yeah, I guess roughly at least, maybe like 3/4 of the manga. But I think it's more than that. I think sorry, less than me. Sorry, bad man. I think less than that. I think we maybe at like 60 something, like 70%. So less than that of the manga finished. So it's still like almost 100 chapters left or something, I think. I think a couple of guys, I don't know how long it's spoiled the manga, but yeah, I think the manga has at least like 70 or 80 chapters left, something like that. Out of, I think the manga has almost 300 chapters, 200 something. I heard, but I don't know what manga it is. And this is not 200 yet, yeah. So we still have like almost 100 left or something. So I'm just honestly, right? So we got like, I think at least like 2 more seasons of anime probably, and I don't know how, because obviously Kisaki now. Let's watch the start of the episode, whatever, the opening, bam. Could do in the burly, but yeah. So my mini question, I said last week, right? Kisaki now, he's cornered. Takemichi has him right after him and Draken were chasing him, of course, and Draken is gonna get revenge for Emma or whatever. So he has like him and Hanma has their own stuff on the side, right? Which is probably also be finished this episode. But like I said last week, I'm just really like, but how are you gonna keep doing this for like 100 more episodes? not 100 episodes, but probably at least 1 more season, right? But I guess like 2 more seasons would be my guess. Yeah, I think so. I don't know the pacing of per episode, but I'm guessing like at least 24 more episodes, right? Because now if Kisaki gets captured, but like I said last week, I keep saying this, I know, I'm broken everything, but I'm like, who has time powers? I just want to know! Does anyone else have, does Kisaki get in time travel? How does it work? I'm still like, I'm just waiting for Kisaki to also time travel, right? My theory is that he's gonna go to jail or something this episode, and then he's gonna have time travel out of jail or something. I don't know, but it feels like someone else has to have time traveling powers, and I certainly expect Mikey to be the bad guy in the next arc or something, because it's always Mikey saving them, whatever, right? So certainly expect that. But here we go soon. Here the opening is, yeah, it's pretty normal opening timer there, 1:30 minutes. I'm doing it late today, so no commercial break either today here. Yeah, I'm doing it later. But anyway, here we go. Yeah, so they're standing at the parking lot. That looks basically exactly the same as the one where he saved Draken, right? In the first season. Might literally be the same parking lot. But I can see the author is straight up using the same background. Like, stuff is easy for working on, like, whatever. Doesn't really matter that much, but yeah, standing on that doesn't really matter. But seriously, this could literally be the exact same And didn't think maybe they said it last week. No, here you go. Wait, this plates because now he lost focus. Yeah, so now things like I recognize plates. Yeah, now I lose focus. Yeah, let's see. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so well, actually, there might be a place where Hina gets with the car or something. They all look the same, okay? But there is something with this parking lot. There's some destiny to get this parking lot. But yeah, they keep struggling. I have to say this thing though. They both like, oh, I'm gonna kick your, yeah, Takemitchy versus Kisaki. They're both going like this, right? But I do feel it's like Kanya and Anya doing some kind of this thing because they're so weak, right? It's like two little cute, it's like two children being like, honestly, that's how it feels. Even Takemitchy he's like leveled up or so on, he's stronger now than he used to be. But I still certainly feel like these are the two like, Kisaki and Takemichi feel like the two weakest people in the whole manga. I feel like Hina is stronger than Takemichi physically. Yeah, physically. I don't mean mentally, I mean like physically, like her biceps are bigger. And also Kisaki, yeah, I feel these are two. These two has to be the worst, the two weakest characters in the manga, except maybe some of the women maybe, but but Emma maybe, yeah. But I feel like random goon is like stronger than Kisaki, yeah, like physical strength wise, neither of them feels very, yeah. So I don't know. In that sense, it's like another epic final here. Yeah, they keep like struggling, but they're so weak by them. It's like it's like the two weakest people struggling in a fight. It's like, yeah, great. Yeah, why do you hate me so much for? It's a flashback. Oh yeah, but we know that he's like netto rare because Kisaki liked Emma as a kid or something. Yeah, like going back to this. I mean, I laughed at that. Was last season? It made me laugh so much, right? We had a flashback where Kisaki basically is like, he and Emma were childhood friends, and that he didn't dare to stand up against his bully or something, right? But like Takemichi did in the classic, like last opening when he runs with the cape, right? And then of course Emma was like, "Oh, what a hero!" But then he lost out on Emma or something. That's what Hina means. And that seems to be why he hates him, and also Hina, and Emma, and all of them. I don't know. Emma is more like I guess a side thing with Mikey and Mikey's mom or whatever. I'm supposed to be the door, okay. Well, yeah, so he's obviously behind Rake, obviously. Yeah, now we're gonna have more flashback here. Yeah, I mean, Kisaki's been behind all the plans. You know what? This manga is, I mean, the story, it probably gets into this, right? I kind of hope that Kisaki isn't behind the next bad guy. Honestly, he probably is, but for some reason, or it's his fault or whatever. I don't know, but I hope someone else is completely evil and nothing to do with Kisaki at all. Like another time traveler, perhaps. Like it could be interesting. It's a completely new character with time powers. But yeah, I mean, Kisaki's behind all these plans, right? But how can he always like adapt so easily with a new plan? If he doesn't have time powers too. Yeah, there was someone that also, yeah, he's like, I hate you. You always ruin my plans. Yeah, but there is the place where Hina. Yeah, I called it the parking lot. It is the Hina parking lot. Exactly, it's the parking lot. Of course, she doesn't get it. Yeah, it's the same place. Yeah, it's Destiny. It's the same place where Hina and the car scene. Exactly. This is where you hurt my Hina! Hina! Exactly. I will protect Hina from you! You settle it out, Kisaki. Ah! Kisaki is like, finally! Kisaki is like, you can time travel too, can't you? Yes, finally! Kisaki is like, I knew it! You're a time traveler! He hasn't told like everyone. He has told like Hina and Mikey and Draken, and he has told them all. But still, finally, Kisaki is also time traveler. He's like, I knew it! You're also time traveler! Finally! Yeah, Kisaki versus Takemichi, and Kisaki is like, I knew you had time powers. Finally, I'm saying that. Oh, it feels so satisfying. I've been waiting for years of it to finally have the confirmation that he has time powers too, right? It has to be how he keeps, because Kisaki was just too adept, right? He kept always like, oh, you mess with the time? I will also, yeah, because every time, like Takemichi did something, he would like revert it, and it didn't make any sense that he could just do it by not having powers too. And now it seems like another scene. Oh, it's like a wedding ring or something? Maybe. I don't know. It's not really clear. But I guess it's like another time version. What it could be is that Kisaki maybe it's like another version. Maybe he either maybe he had talked to her during Takemichi being absent in the original timeline, but it's probably more likely it's like another time version. Yeah, you're a time leaper, obviously is. Why do you have business with Hina? Here we go. Finally, explain to him, finally. Actually, a good question though. But he does kill her because he reacts him. I mean, obviously. Even if he time leaps, and he's so, you know, Kisaki, he obviously has time powers, and he's using it to take over Tobano and Mikey or whatever, right? But he also wants Hina, right? And that's why she dies, because even if he can become rich and successful, if anything, you know, Kisaki's, like I said earlier, he's netto red. I said last year, yeah, he's netto red. If anything, Kisaki has completely messed up his own positioning, pure netto red, because he could have been a time traveler, right? He's a time traveler. He used his time traveling powers to become rich, successful, and have this empire and huge corporations, or right? One of the most powerful guys in Japan and all of that stuff, right? But because he wants the girl that directed him like 20 years ago, he has to mess with time, right? If he had ignored Hina, if he just ignored her, and Takemichi would have still been that guy working at Blockbusters, right? Or whatever, right? And you know, and he could be his empire, and he could get any other women, basically, right? But because he's so got I don't know, he's just like, I need to get that Hina, yeah, like, Jesus Christ. That's the only reason, because if he just ignored this whole thing, right, he would never even have started Takemichi's journey to be a time traveler. He couldn't ignore him, and it would perfectly, yeah. It's just so silly. Obviously not the rare. I failed, yeah, here we go. But yeah, this is some other scene when it's like rich Kisaki, and she reacts him. Does this happen in... Maybe this is the OG timeline, though. Because, you know, in the OG timeline, Takemichi breaks up with her in the past, right? Also explain why maybe you should call it this scene, then. What? He got another weapon? What? How? Our fate ends right here. Finally, I will tell you everything. Yes, Kisaki, please tell me everything. This is a good final, though. It's a good final. Unless you go take a title now, and he's like, and I time travel. Yeah, let's go, Aaron. I want to get. Unless it goes Aaron. Okay, Kisaki, tell me everything. Yeah, and Hina was his best friend, right? We know that. Yeah, we already know Hina's his best friend when they were young, right? When he's like 10 or something, yeah, or 12, whatever, yeah. And Hina is the only one that's like likes that he's like a smart nerd or whatever. Yeah, Hina is the only one that was like, it was nice to him, and he was like bullied nerd or something. He was like the only one that, yeah. Yeah, but this for the know though. This for the know that, you know, he saves her. Yeah, Takemichi's a bully, and now she's like impressed with Takemichi. And obviously he feeds Netherrare. I mean, we already know this part though, that he's like Netherrare. I keep saying it, but it's not about Netherrare. Here goes another part though. I wanna be a delinquent. Japan's, I wanna be the king of delinquents, yeah. Oh, this we see the flash of when he meets up with some bull. Yeah. Then he meets Mikey. Now I started scheming. But yeah, now I started my schemes! Yeah, it's like, the schemes! Okay, so Kisaki wants to be number one delinquent before Takemichi is. But what I mean earlier though is that Takemichi completely failed though, you know what I mean? But the thing is that Takemichi just failed. He got, you know, he lost that fight when he was a kid, right? And then he stopped being a delinquent. So if he had just ignored him, if Kisaki had just ignored him, he would be that blockbuster guy. Yeah, he didn't have to, like, you know, confront him. I have to say I like how his hair now is the money thing. He has like, yeah, his... But this is seen several times when he walks by him. But I guess it's a recognize him, whatever. I am reborn. It's like, look at me, Takemichi comes walking a badass, comes with his money, and Takemichi is like, I don't even know who the guy is. Yeah, Takemichi's probably like, do I know him? Yeah, like, I don't even know it was you in the flashback, bro. Yeah, I'm better than you. It's like, it's before. Yeah, this you see this several times that they walk past sort of, yeah. I mean, obviously this has been a thing for a while. Here we go, it's Mikey. This is when he, I guess, wants Mikey to be the strongest or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and then it's been, making Mikey raised in power. But this is to be, like, regards of time traveling, though. Kinda, yeah, like, he just made it. Yeah, and now. Yeah, I don't know. His plan was like, this did. How many times have you time leaped? But it didn't, like, include time power. He's just like, here's my plan. He just explained how he made Mikey and all this stuff, and. Yeah, exactly. Hey, what? It's so silly though. He knows mine. It's so natural. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. This is a natural anime. This is a natural anime. It's all natural. It's pure natural. I want. Yeah. He's like Aaron. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Are you stuck traveling? And he's like crying now. It should have been mine, Mikasa. It's the same thing. Oh my god. It's the same level. Honestly, though, it's much better. Don't get me wrong. This is actually much better because Kisaki is acting like Eren, tremendously much so, a lot. It's very similar to Eren. However, Kisaki is the bad guy, right? I mean, seriously. Tokyo Revengers time traveling, netherrating now, it is very, very similar. He's all like, I wanted Hina, not to, whatever, right? They're crying in the river or whatever. And he's time traveling to get this, to make a senator. It is very, very similar. But he's the bad guy. Yeah, the bad guy has really silly, pathetic behavior that works right there. In Attack on Titan, where the main character, or used to be the main character, is the first main character, protagonist, when he does it, it just seems like, no, this should be the main guy doing this thing. No, this typical bad guy's behavior. Anyway, Takemichi gets it instead. Okay, he gets the item. It should have been this way instead. Whoa! He's like, yeah, I'm gonna finish you now! Oh my god, we actually do it? I mean, adopt it though. And Draken, I guess, is one off screen. Yeah, Draken and they are like a little bit. I guess we're gonna say Draken's revenge, but they seem to be kind of skipping over most of that. But honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm not overly interested in Draken getting revenge. I mean, sure, it's good, but I think that Hanma is his name, right? I think Hanma doesn't have much catchstation, or whatever you call it. Hanma is just like he's Kisaki's crazy bro, and he always appears does crazy stuff, right? But he has like no personality except he's being crazy. He's like his pure craziness, or he's evil. I don't know. I mean, I don't care about Hanma. Just defeat him. Yeah, it's whatever. Like he's just an evil guy, right? And yeah, whatever. But I don't think he can do it. But yeah, he should probably do it to save Hina. But of course Hina appears. He's like, no! You're a good guy! Of course Mikey for some reason appears for Hina. I guess they gave her a ride probably to get there. I don't see the... Mikey-kun! He runs away again. He runs away all the time! He runs away all the time, man. Yeah, like it's like the fourth time now. No! Yeah, your pathetic dreams. God. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, Kisaki and Eren, man, they're the same character. He's running and be like, one day, Hina will be mine. I mean, seriously, instead of him, his dream isn't to be the king of Tokyo, you know? Early he was like, I use Mikey to become the king of Tokyo or whatever. But the actual really is he cares about Hina. He doesn't even care about the money and fame and power. He's all like, Hina! Oh my god. He's sad, man. He's like Kisaki is like the saddest bad guy ever. He's seriously sad. You feel sad for him. He's so pathetic. Oh, Hina! I'm just like, no, it's mine! No! But what doesn't make sense though is that he time travels every time. But also kill her for that. Because, I mean, I get he kills her because he's angry at her. Then he time travels to like try to make her change her mind or whatever. He has to have some limit though. It's Takemichi. Why doesn't he go back further otherwise, you know? Why doesn't he stop Takemichi from being an impressor? Because they were friends right before that. So why don't he just like, why doesn't he go back in time for and just like change his dad stuff instead? He has to have some kind of limit to time traveling, right? Here we go. So he's not a time leaper. Someone else is that, yeah, but someone is a time leaper. Because otherwise, Mikey or someone else, Hanma probably, yeah. Someone else is, because the kid, Kisaki is like, I'm not a time leaper. Yeah, I'm not. So he just knows everything. But I said it a few years ago, that Kisaki has to at least know about time powers, yeah. And I'm fine with him not being a time traveler, as long as someone in his team is time traveler, yeah. Because he knows too much stuff. But it's fine if Kisaki himself doesn't travel in time, as long as someone tells him the truth, you know what I mean? Because he's like, I'm not a time leaper, I guess. And then he's, what? Truck-kun! What? Truck-kun! What the hell? What? Suddenly Truck-kun appears. What? Maybe he time-leaped or something? He time-leaped into Truck-kun, man. What? Kisaki was like, well, he's actually fine? No, what's happening? No, he's like standing. What's happening? It's even weirder now. Maybe he's time traveling by truck goods? What? But he was like, I'm not a time leaper. And he's not telling him the truth, I guess. It's someone else's time. It has to be someone else then. Okay, so someone else is the real bad guy maybe next season? Or something? I guess. Yeah. Because Kisaki got owned by trucks, man. Yeah, what? But Haman is like, I'm pretty sure that he escaped by now. Maybe I keep thinking. I said earlier he could be the actual time leaper, right? But he's this crazy guy with crazy. I said earlier he's this crazy person. So he might have gone insane by too much time traveling or whatever, right? That could be one reason why he's crazy. He seems to know now that Kisaki is supposed to be able to escape this. So he seems to be, oh yeah, like it's gonna be like a lot of traffic, right? So as long as Kisaki gets behind that truck, they can't catch him because the traffic will block them and then he can run away or something. He seems to be like, yeah, I knew that the truck would come in and block for them or something. That's how it feels, right? And the Tenjikus, oh yeah, the twins and so on get arrested. Yeah, this is obviously the end of this arc here. The twins get arrested. And Emma-chan, yeah, and of course. Wait, Kakshan's fine? Because they don't say Kakucho, they say Izana. And they see Smiley and so on. Or is it anger? Ah, whatever. Okay. No, Kakucho, yeah, he's fine. Kakucho is fine, I guess. But he's in hospital, but okay, he's fine, yeah. Maybe he's a time traveler? He's like, it's always me to survive. His comment is like, it's always I that get out of this stuff. You're like, wait, what? Maybe he's time traveler. Yeah, okay, that's how it ends. It's gonna be some kind of hints to who's the last. Yeah, because Takemichi is like, oh man, it ends here on a cliffhanger that hinting to different people being the next time traveler, yeah. Takemichi's all like, oh, I'm trembling because there's someone else doing something. But Kakucho is like, it's always me, so it sounds like he's a time traveler. But I guess hinting to different characters now here being the actual time traveler. And yeah, and now they're gonna have... Maybe it is Kakucho. I don't know. It kind of felt like he was going to be him, but it's probably Hanma, right? Or whatever his name is. What can that person name for? Yeah. Maybe it's Mikey. Well, okay. It ends on a cliffhanger there. Let's discuss, guys. Let's discuss. Let's go below. Who do you think it is? Not spoil, please, but... okay. That's how it ends, guys. That's how it ends. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously gonna be more. I'm not too surprised. I mean, I said it earlier, so last week too, right? The only way I could see it kind of keep going is that someone else can use time powers, right? After Kisaki is arrested or, loses his company or whatever. Yeah, after Kisaki, like I said last week, if he goes to jail or he, whatever, he gets fired and has to escape Japan, I don't know. Whatever happens to Kisaki, it felt like I said earlier, like Kisaki is going to be out in this season, right? He's going to be next season. Probably not. So, I mean, I guess he might reappear, I suppose. But yeah, he's very unlikely going to be the main character, or sorry, the main antagonist of next season. So, the ending, that he's like, I'm not a time leaper, that makes a lot of sense. That it's someone else, but I think it's his friend, right? I think he's the most likely candidate. And I'm sorry if I can't Google now, because maybe I get spoiled, but his name is, why can't I just remember the name? Hanma. Yeah, I like how to pronounce his name again. Hanma, right? That's his name, right? Hanma. Yeah, Hanma, yeah. I can never pronounce his name correctly. I forget about it. Sorry, yeah, Hanma, not Hanma, yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's same letters, but yeah, I think I probably mispronounced it earlier. Hanman or Hanma. Whatever. Hanma, he seems like the most likely candidate. And this is something I said. This will be a long video now. No, but let me have some theories here. I got some theories. Let's be some theories. I think it's Hanma, most likely candidate. And I said that many times, I keep saying, sorry. Because he's always been in Kisaki, right? We saw him in that Kisaki, like the money hair and so on. We saw him in the future conflict Kisaki, and he's obviously Kisaki's best friend. So he's the most likely, just from being the info guy to Kisaki, right? From a general sense standpoint. Secondly, as I said earlier, Hanma is crazy. He's all like, yeah, brah! He's all crazy, right? And maybe he's crazy because he's time traveling all the time, you know? Maybe he's going mentally insane because he has time travel like 500 times, right? And that's why he's like, I don't care anymore. So Hanma, to me, he'll be the most liked candidate. That being said, though, in the ending, Kakucho says like, it's always me that survives, right? And that could have been a general reference to him as being like he's like a super muscular martial artist guy that's like high, any accident or whatever, he's fine or whatever, right? Could have been, but it also felt like a lot like time traveling. Takemichi is like, Kakucho, my best bro, and so on, right? And then Takemichi is like, but it is someone else out there after me, or after also Hina, whatever, right? That's kind of how it ends. But yeah, Kakucho's comment, like, yeah, it's always me. Like, he has been there before, right? Like, yeah, it's always me in this situation. Yeah, like he is. So maybe he's time traveling to save Izana, right? Like we saw in the last episode, Izana and him are like yaoi bromance. Yeah, their bromance is super bromance, right? So we saw that. And if we assume then that's like, well, I mean, he wants to save Izana, right? Maybe he wants to change time so Izana doesn't go to the Tenjiku to begin with. Maybe he wants to stop him from meeting his mom. That could have been something, maybe, right? Just remove mom from that aspect. But whatever. That might be why. But it seems weird though, because why would Kakucho like talk with Kisaki, right? In that sense it seems weird, but he might be a time traveler. And I also want to point out and say here, it might be more than 2 time travelers, right? Time leapers we call them. Yeah, it might be more people, right? We might have 3 people doing it. So Kakucho might be trying to save Izana and failing. That's how it sounded a lot the last scene. He's like, yeah, I'm always saving Izana. Yeah, like weird, very weird. But like I said, I don't see what he would talk to Kisaki, right? That being said, though, Kisaki was gonna tell him the truth, I guess, but was giving up. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, whatever, a few months ago perhaps, I theorized that they're gonna have different time powers, right? We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen Takemichi having his powers. But what if Kisaki has older time powers? Maybe his time is just a kind of future sight. Doesn't have to be literally time leaping powers. He might just be able to be like, I can predict how my scheming should work, right? If anything, Kisaki would probably fit better having time future sight, right? So he can scheme and plan and execute his company plan. We're gonna buy this stock because it's gonna go up tomorrow. If he have future sight and makes money from that would fit his character a lot more. And then of course he's trying to become the richest guy in Japan or whatever, right? So Hina will, whatever, because he's like, I'm so rich and wealthy, so of course he will tell me yes then, That seems like his most natural plan, right? Ignoring the whole money and becoming the coolest guy or whatever to piss off Takemichi, but just going for the richest man path, right, to get Hina. That seems to be his likeliest power, I would say, or more fitting power at least. So he could have meant that as well. He could have meant like, I can't time leap. I can see in the future, right? And because he can see in the future, just like in Marvel, in a lot of Marvel characters, if they have time powers in Marvel, a lot of them can usually see the alternative flows, right? So if you alter our dimension, right, with your time powers, and I also have time powers. Maybe I know that, but you should change the future. That guy over there shouldn't be alive. Yeah, maybe I know it, right? So that could be Kisaki. He might just know that Takemichi is time traveling, and he knows the truth, right? He's like, this is the OG timeline. I was this thing, but now this is happening, so I have to change. And I think that would be, again, the most fitting for Kisaki, that he's just like adapting to Takemichi changing some stuff, and then he's trying to change it back again, or revert or whatever, but he's like seeing how the new future has become. He can see, like, you know, the present timeline, and he's like, I'm trying to get this timeline back again. That could be our thing, and in one way, actually make him the good guy from a philosophical standpoint or something, because he's actually, he honestly, he might be, I mean, in some ways, Kisaki seemingly, or whoever is helping him, is seemingly more so trying to make the OG timeline. I guess you could argue that there is another timeline before Takemichi time travel, but for what we know of, the OG timeline is the real, you know, timeline, right? So in one way, Kisaki and his side are trying to, like, you know, like stay in the current, the real timeline, the bad timeline, but still, yeah, it's the OG timeline. In one way, maybe that's the correct way. From at least like a higher level of, you know, philosophy, it's like, no, it has to be in the correct timeline, yeah. But anyway, those are the characters. And then Mikey, I guess. Yeah. Also, Mikey is the super guy. He might have time powers, right? But that is terrible using them because of Emma and so on. But he still might have time powers. I feel like Mikey is another candidate. He's a super powerful guy. He's the strongest character. Otherwise, if there isn't like Kakucho or Hanma or Kisaki then with other time powers, it has to be a new character otherwise. I feel so, yeah. So how else would it be? Because it doesn't feel like it should be any, unless someone like betrays them. Unless it's like Draken being like, "Hi, it was me," you know. Unless it's Draken all along, right? I just don't feel it. Yeah, I don't feel Draken doing it, or Smiley, or Angry, or Hakkai, or whatever. I don't feel those guys doing it. That to me seems really bad storytelling. That would just be stupid. Draken, I guess, is like their best friends. If he betrays them, it would feel a little more like impactful. But I don't see why he would. You know what I mean? So no, I think it's a bad storyline. Budgie, Kazuhaya, not really either, right? And then a bunch of other characters from other companies, teams we haven't seen in a while. Panishan, it seems so unlikely though, the Toma guys and other people. So, what is like a new character? If it's not Mikey, so. I guess it could be Hina. I guess it could be Hina herself. Honestly, it seems almost more likely that it's Hina or her brother, I suppose. Can't forget about her brother, but again, both of them seem so unlikely because they're like trying to save her, right? So why would they? Yeah, her brother being the time traveler. You know what? Honestly, I didn't think about him first, but her brother, he actually does have the time leap though with Takemichi, right? Now, of course, she doesn't time travel with him, but her brother has powers. But he's the one that can activate again, right? Takemichi's powers. So there has to be something with him. So he might be the time traveler. But it seems so unlikely because why would he help Kisaki go after his sister, right? Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense if it's him. But again, it could be, I guess, maybe some betrayal thing. If anything, he's much more likely than Draken because, again, it would be a silly betrayal, but at least we know he has some kind of powers. But that's true. I mean, you have to say he has powers, right? Even if he doesn't actually do anything, so to speak, but he's the one that kind of channeling. You can see him as a time gate. He has the power, basically, to be the teleporter, right? He's the one that teleports you, you know? He doesn't go himself, but it's basically the time gate, time teleporter, whatever you call it. Right? He's the intermission thing, so he could be the bad guy. From a power standpoint, what we know of, that makes the most sense, but he has powers. We know that. We know he has similar powers to Takemichi. But, yeah, from a character standpoint, it doesn't make zero sense. It makes zero sense. Or it's just their mom, probably. I don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think? Please don't spoil for the manga, of course. But I feel it's like Hanma is by far the most like candidate. Then it's like Kakucho. And then I guess it's Mikey. Those are my top three. Otherwise, I could see your brother, like the ultimate betrayer, or Draken, right? And the other characters I don't really feel are that into like the storyline. They're not too much focused on them. So otherwise, of course, also be a new character, right? That has time powers. And a new character seems to be like the most likely. Unless it's Kakucho then, because his comments are so weird. Or Hanma and so on. If it's someone outside like the obvious candidates, basically. Yeah, if someone outside the 3 obvious candidates, I think it's more like it's a new character than it being like Emma's, I don't know, mom or something. Yeah, I think it's more likely that it's a new character than being like someone's supportive side character. Remember that girl that was in a coma? It's her, you know? Yeah, Akane or something? It was her. Yeah, it was all along. She was in the coma, like planning the time. She was trying to get out of the coma with the time powers. If anything, at least she has a motivation. She's like lying there in the coma, but she can her soul can time travel back, right? And she's trying to get out of the coma. If anything, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. No, but seriously, I think it's a new character. But okay, let's see if then next season goes into it. Anyway, I hope you guys liked Tokyo Revengers Reaction one. Interesting episode. I have to say this is definitely probably by far the best cliffhanger this I've ever done, because it often leaves all the mystery, right? And I do like it. Genuinely felt similar to I can't speak to Eren's ending, right? It's like, oh, that's what I want, because that's the one. It felt very similar, but it honestly felt way better, and I really mean it, right? Be angry at Titan, terrible ending. But just like I said earlier, that yeah, it's very similar to Eren. However, Eren is the bad guy, kinda not, you know. He is the bad guy definitely in the second season, right? Or the time skip, I would call it. But it just feels like a good, natural decisioning. Kisaki's been the bad guy from the first chapter, right? So him having this like pathetic, natural motivation feels way better than supposedly the likable main character. Actually, I never liked Eren. I never think Eren was likable in my opinion, but whatever. He's less likable later, that's for sure. Way less likable. But, you know what I mean? It actually felt very similar. But I was like, yeah, it's similar, but, you know, Kisaki has a very pathetic motivation. But that's kind of his right. For some of the bad guys in a lot of storylines, they have really silly motivations, right? But, you know, like, I understand why he's doing it. So it's not illogical, you know what I mean? You should put that right. His plan or whatever, and what he wants to do is logical, right? It makes sense. It's just really pathetic. So he's not stupid, you know what I mean? He's not stupid, but he's like a really bad, personality, right? And that, of course, is a typical trait of our antagonist, that they might be very intellectual, might be very smart, right? Like Kisaki, right? A very, very, very smart guy, but has a terrible, terrible personality, and that's why he's the bad guy, right? So again, Eren and him are very similar, I would say, and Eren then basically being the main character, the good guy, then reverting or something to his true evil personality. I mean, you get my point. Seriously, it was much better. Yeah, but like, seriously, if Eren was the bad, I don't know. You get my point. It's more like, okay, I can live with the bad guy being a bad guy, you know, or rather than the good guy, arguably the first good guy. And it's also kind of annoying because people keep defending Eren, right? Anime people keep defending Eren, and it's just like, how can you defend him? It's the worst anime character ever in so more ways than one. But yeah, it was a good cliffhanger that just when he was gonna say it, he escaped. He got isekai just when he was gonna say it. That was a good writing. That was a good ending for an arc. It's like, oh, well, actually, I'm not the time traveler. It's this guy. Yeah, it was a good ending. He isekais just before he could tell them who's the real time traveler. But he has to know him though, or her, I guess. But yeah, it has to be Kisaki knows them otherwise. Certainly. So, like for example, being some random character like Emma's mom or something seems so unlikely, right? But it could still be like Kakucho for some reason that tells him. And Mikey obviously could be it, yeah. Mikey can obviously be it, and telling him how to control himself or something in some weird way to like create himself or something, obviously. So it could be Mikey, it could easily be, because Mikey can tell him to make this evil stuff happening, whereas Mikey from the sister is a grandfather paradox, so Mikey has to make Kisaki be evil, whereas he himself won't be evil, right, so to speak, and time traveling, so Mikey it can definitely be. Logically, that pans out, so let's see, guys. Anyways, long video. But I knew it was going to be a long video. I knew it was going to be a much longer video. Now I was like, okay, it's a final episode, and it's like a long, who is the time traveler? Oh, it's going to be a much longer video discussing this part, right? Absolutely. But now I kind of want to read it, honestly. I kind of want to go in and just binge read it. Maybe I will do that. Maybe, because I guess you can figure out when the anime comes back, but it might be 2-3 years, right? Now I kind of want to really see who it is. You know, I just want to see how it ends. But anyway, I guess it doesn't have a great day.